Hello and welcome students in the fourth video lecture on the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. But before I begin, I would like to suggest you to please go through all the videos made on the same topic. I have already made 3 video lectures on this poem and this is my fourth. And in the previous stanza, the poet talks about the rush and roar of the engine, that please come out of the rush and roar of the engines and let's come to a standstill. So he is talking about a reversal of human being by keeping quiet and still. Means in the aftermath of industrialization and after the mechanization of this modern man, Pablo Neruda wants a reversal to the serenity and peace of life. Now, with this background, we can begin. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. So this very stanza begins with different kinds of wars. He enumerates different kinds of wars. Green wars, wars with gas, wars with fires. So basically these lines highlight the devastating nature of war. And look at the beginning of this poem. Those who prepare green wars. So in a previous stanza, if you remember, I emphasized that he deliberately uses these two words, pronoun we, and then he uses us. But this stanza begins with those who prepare green wars. Then who are those? Now he does not include himself. Who are those? Then they are the people full of greed for wealth, lust for power. They are, or they may be emperors, kings, chiefs of armies and nations, commanders, and these greedy corporates, these traders, and anyone who try to exploit man and nature alike for their insatiable desires and greed. So the poet does not link himself with these people. That's why he does not uses we or us. He says those, means they are the people and they prepare green wars. Now look at this term, this verb prepare. You know, each and every word is very important in this poem. He says that prepare, it means according to Pablo Neruda, wars are not natural. It is not a natural phenomenon. Rather, those people prepare it, manufacture it. And this word prepare hints at the manufactured nature of war, which aims to satisfy the special need of special people. The soldiers, the Sainiks, they do not get benefited from it, but only a chosen few, only who prepare it. And that's why these words, those and prepare, have been used. So they are the people who actually get benefited and others only fight. Now look at this a very smart phrase, very creative phrase, green wars. You know that poets are very different people and they have a linguistic intelligence, intelligence in language, insight into language, and that's why I call them wordsmith. They are architect of language and their poetry is their architecture. And this poetry, or even any poetry, is a love letter to language by a poet. So here in this poem, he says green wars. So what do you mean by this green wars? So this green war may be interpreted in many ways. It may be conventional war, or maybe a war to capture the green wealth of nature, because after all, imperialism and all wars is to capture natural resources. So this green war can also means humans waging a war against nature, like deforestation, mining, making dams on rivers, fishing, and all sorts of activities which destroys nature to a great extent, and to meet the insatiable desire of human beings. Uh, Green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. If you look at the history, so history of humankind is a history of wars. Means there is nothing else in history, and other things are only given in footnote about peace, about creation, about literature, about arts. But war is the most dominant part of history. Either we are in the war, or we prepare for it in the interval between two wars. So look at this evolution of war, which I talked in my last video, that it's not only physical. Man have devised and invented new techniques to wage war against distant people. So these are green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. So conventional, chemical, biological, nuclear, all sorts of war we have, because we love this war so much. We are obsessed with war, and it's very strange that no animal or no plants fight among their own, means they do not fight with their same species, with their family, except human being. Well, look at this COVID-19. It is also is being termed as biological war, means this virus might have been prepared in lab, and thus this virus is a biological weapon. It may be a biological weapon, so it may be a biological war. So the kind and nature of war may change, but result is always the same. That's why he says victory with no survivors. Means you may seem to winning a war, you may seem to be on the winning side, but there is only and only one inevitable result, and that is victory with no survivors. Means you are bound to be at loss, whether you are from losing side or you are from winning side. So no one survives from this loss of war, and those who do not fight, even suppose that there is a war between India and China, and we are here, we are not on the border, and we are not fighting, still we get affected by the war. War is so dangerous. So next line, he says that they would put on clean clothes. So what do you mean by clean clothes? And again, those people means the people who wear special clothes. When soldiers wear special clothes, or the army of any empire special wear special cloth, or all those commanders, big people, corporates, they wear clothes, and clothes is our identity. It indicates what we are: doctor, engineer, teacher, corporate, soldiers, etc., etc. So he said that it is a time to adopt a new attitude. So here, changing the clothes means adopting a new approach towards life, and it is time to stop the war and begin a new life with new approach by keeping quiet. And this clothes are blood stained. These clothes are repleted with blood, because human beings have been in war since long. So he says that please change this cloth and use a new unadulterated, unpolluted white clothes, so we can begin a new life and walk about with their brothers. So the same people who were fighting, or the same people who were in the competition, would now walk together with their brothers. So here brother means the enemy, means the people who were enemy till now, actually they are our brothers. And here comes the idea of global citizenship, global brotherhood, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And sit in the shade. Sit in the shade means sitting quietly in the lap of nature. Means it's time to stop exploiting nature, and it's time to be in the affinity and love of nature. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. This line is very significant. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Here the poet makes it clear that what he is advocating should not be confused with total inactivity, because total inactivity means death, and he has nothing to do with death. He doesn't want trucks full of dead bodies, means killed in war or killed in other pandemic, or in other evil idea of or evil design of human beings. So he doesn't want trucks full of dead bodies which are carried to cemetery. Rather, he wants inactivity means here a peaceful life, means do your work, do your stuff, but don't do unnecessary works to fulfill your greed and lust, etc., etc. And life is what it is about, means our life should be like this: keeping quiet, being silent, and enjoying the bliss of life and bliss of God. I think this much is enough for this video, and I'll try to complete this poem in my next video. If you have any query, any doubt, you can ask me in comment box. Thank you.